What's up, baby?
I got my boy Zeke in the building.
What's up, y'all?
Introduce yourself, little
What's
short
up,
bio.
y'all? So my name's Ezekiel. Everybody calls me Zeke, though. I go to North Place Church, and I'm one of the musical directors there, and I love what I do, you know?
Yes, sir. And this is just going to be like just a candid conversation about La Familia, what to expect, what not to expect.
Right.
And I figured I could bring you on it, like to talk about it because you're playing in it, number one.
For sure.
Playing
Let's
keys, you gotta get close to the mic.
For sure. Let's go.
You playing keys, and
Yeah.
I kind of told you a little bit, kind of not. So I feel
Right.
like from the person obviously who runs it, and then from someone who's never been a part of it,
Right.
I figured it'd be like a dope conversation for those who don't know much, and then for those who already.
Right. I'm super excited because, like you said, you told me a little bit, but I'm still like, all right, so really what is it? And I know today we're going to kind of dive into that. So
Yeah,
I'm
for
excited.
Sure. For sure.
Let's get it.
What did you think, just based off of like the marketing, the promotion, or the kind of word of mouth, what we've been posting, right? What did you think La Familia was?
So right off the rip, if y'all don't know, I'm Dominican, so I'm from the Dominican Republic.
Yes,
so,
sir.
When I hear La Familia, I'm thinking like we about to turn up. We about to have a good time with friends and family, and just everybody knows each other. Everybody feels a part. Everybody feels welcome. So although I didn't know much about the event, when I hear La Familia, because of how I grew up in my culture, that's exactly what I thought.
That's the first thing that comes to your head.
That's the first thing that pops into my head.
What was the second thing that came to your head when I said it's a worship night, it's going down this day, whatever?
I loved it because it's like everything that I initially thought of La Familia, but now it becomes better because you bring Christ into it.
That's kind of why it stuck and why it resonated so much. And really our mission has always been, keeping the family close. That's one of our slogans. Keep the family close. La Familia, being apart, feeling like you belong. And more specifically, La Familia was created to kind of create a safe space for believers and non-believers to come together and just have a time of worship, getting to know each other, creating a community.
For sure.
And specifically, like I'm going to take it another step. Specifically, when we were talking about it, it was kind of geared toward people who have like experienced hurt in the church. You know what I mean? And kind of like
when you say hurt in the church, what does that mean, or what does that look like?
Legalism.
Okay.
Religiousness.
we know
about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I grew up very Pentecostal, so I know about that.
Cheryl, can you have a story for us?
Yeah. So I grew up very Pentecostal, and if you don't know what that means, it's like one of the denominations under like Christianity.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much like no earrings, no makeup. Like you couldn't listen to any secular music. You couldn't go to the movies. Like for the girls, you couldn't like cut your hair or like wear pants. So it was a lot of legalism, and it was man-made rules that the church leadership and pastors and things like that made it like the Bible. And in the Bible, it never says these things. These are things that over time, man just decided to not do this, and then people just took that as the Bible, when in reality, if you read the Bible, that's not what Jesus is saying. Yeah. So when I was younger, I used to love to dance. Like every party I went to, every quinceañera as a Hispanic, there's one like every other weekend.
And you're Dominican, bro.
And I'm Dominican, bro. Like the music
they're gonna throw it back. You're gonna throw it back. Like
it's gonna be a good time. And so every time we went to a wedding or something, it would always be Friday or Saturday night. And then Sunday I would play at church. Yeah. And honestly, I wasn't like bumping and grinding. I wasn't twerking. Like we were just having a good time. Merengue, salsa, like just having a good time. And every time, hey, algo en tu cara me fascina. Hey. But for real, like it was just saying, like I was dancing with cousins.
And
I
you're
was
thinking
dancing with
nothing
friends,
of it, bro.
Thinking nothing of it. And then we would get in the car to drive home. And my mom was like, I hope you enjoyed that because you're not going to play on Sunday. And we'd have arguments because I'm like, I wasn't bumping and grinding. I wasn't being offensive. I was having a good time with friends and family. It was all clean fun. I was a kid, and now I can't play because now I've been too secular in the world. And the more I started growing up, I was like, this ain't it. Like, this ain't right. This is a form of legalism that has been inside the church. And for a long time, I'd be mad at my parents or even at God. Like, why would you allow for me to feel like trying to turn up and have a good time if this isn't even allowed? Disciplina was a huge thing. Any little thing you did, bro, you couldn't play for sure. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
That's just, that's an example for us. And I think a lot of us have had way more like worse experiences, to the point where we know people who have literally like left the church because of people who, think like that, who act like that, and treat you like, yo, like if this is all of if Christianity is all about what I can't do, why would I want to do this?
Exactly.
And that's what it felt like.
It got so many rules. Like, I'm not trying to be a part of this.
It was always about what I couldn't do. Well, damn, what can I do?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's literally the heart that we have, had behind La Familia. And at the end of the day, it's the reason why we know Christ, right?
Right.
Take it for what it is. But at the same time, you kind of get to a point where like, yo, that wasn't it.
That ain't it.
And so at La Familia, we want to just erase any thought of that. Pull up however you want, whatever. Christian, not Christian, whatever, and we're just gonna have a good time.
Make it a safe space for everybody to feel a part, whether you're wearing pants or jeans or whatever.
You want to wear a dress
is.
or whatever,
right.
whatever.
Right? Yeah.
You tatted up or you're not tatted up.
Exactly. Like, I think a lot of people, even now, I'm gonna just point you out right now. Like, from first glance, you look like a thug or something, and you don't look like you should be leading worship inside of a church, because you're all tatted up and all this other stuff. But if people truly get to know you and get to know your heart, you love the Lord and you worship Him, and the tattoos don't take away from that. But growing up, people would see you.
You're already
and be
disqualified.
You're already disqualified. And I think that that's the total opposite of who Jesus is.
Yeah.
In the Word, He had dinner with tax collectors. He talked to prostitutes. You know what I mean?
And I want to make this clear too. I want it to be bigger than just a service or a worship night. I want it to be bigger than just a worship night twice a year. You know what I mean? And this is just how we can start this and eventually just grow it into, something more as a community organization rather than just a worship night.
So where is this event taking place, and what time, and just what can people expect coming to La Familia?
July 29th on a Friday. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's going to be at the Garland Dream Center. And what you can expect when you get there, doors open at 7, boom, get inside, you'll be greeted. We'll have conchas. Conchas are free. We will be selling coffee.
Okay.
But it's going to be $2 for the coffee.
Chilling. Hey, let's
go.
go.
Cheapest iced vanilla latte you'll ever order.
Hey, let's go.
It's not just like coffee, though. It's like, it's going to be lattes. But yeah, $2. I'm giving you the whole thing.
Yeah.
$2
Tell
for
me
coffee.
what I can expect. Conchas, we got coffee.
We are going to have merch at the event, but stupid limited.
Okay.
I'm talking about like 10 shirts. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think we were going to sell that many shirts.
Okay, be real.
Because I ain't never, this
is all brand new.
It's all brand new.
Yeah.
In my experience in the past, when I try to promote something or sell something, nobody bought nothing. They never supported me.
Hey, but I love that, because like back then it didn't work out, but that didn't stop you from continuing, because you felt like God gave you something here.
Yeah.
And I think so many times us as believers or non-believers, like we try one thing one time and then it doesn't work out and then we stop. Like for me, I have a salsa business and I started it like 2 years ago, and then I moved to Dallas and it just was trash. And so like while it was trash.
Hey, plug your salsa.
Hey, real quick. I started rebranding and I was just like, no, I feel like God has given me something to sell my salsa and to just bring something fresh out to the market.
And it's fire.
And it's going great now. And the same thing with La Familia, with like the shirts and stuff. At first, it wasn't working, but you felt that this was a desire that God put in you, and you was going in. Yeah. So what happened now?
We just sold so many that we literally don't have the. I'll put it this way: the person that's doing our shirts cannot take no more orders.
Okay.
Because it's getting too much.
That's what's up. That's a blessing,
and
bro.
we're partnering with like a local business.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a established shop that can just keep pumping them out.
Like a big old manufacturer company. Yeah.
We're partnering with another local business that's it's like 1-2 people.
Hey,
Shop
support
local.
your local businesses, y'all.
Right
Let's go.
And it's like literally local, and so it's like I literally had a conversation with her yesterday, and I was like, hey, like tomorrow as in today, Tuesday, July 19th. I was like, I'm going to stop the pre-order, like, because I know it's like.
Yeah, it's going to be too much.
Stacked up. We're stacked up. And so there will be merch. Like
limited
shirts,
merch.
Stupid limited.
So make sure if you want a shirt that you get there early. We going to put a picture or something up of the shirts. They're pretty fresh. They say La Familia on the front, and then on the back they say Bendiciones Pa, which is like blessings, bro.
I've had people that are actually non-believers buy the shirt because they love the message.
Right.
And it's like,
And the font is dope too. Like
They
it
love
looks
the
like
message.
something you could wear anywhere. It doesn't have to be like a church shirt.
It's
You know,
like
sometimes there'd be like some
Bro.
corny shirts, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but like only
you
for
buy
a
it-
church
and you
event,
buy it to
and you
support-
never wear it again, bro. But I feel like this is one that like you could
can
wear
wear.
out to like go to dinner with your friends, like celebrate with your girl, like a date, or
I've had crazy like good feedback. Like I had my friend said she was wearing it, and her cousins were like, "Yo, is that Tony's shirt that he's making, or whatever, whatever?" Like, oh yeah, it is. And then I had another person that bought in New Orleans that I've never met in my life, and the shirts the money that we do make from the shirts, it's all put back into La Familia and
for like the free conchas.
the free conchas,
and
like the
free
conchas are
paletas.
free to you, but
Right.
not free for us.
Exactly.
But we don't care. Like we literally
Right.
don't care. And then I actually got confirmation from a friend who is gonna open up the service with like a mariachi song or something. So
Okay, let's
she's
go.
gonna, She's gonna start the service.
She
by
gonna
singing,
go in.
by
That's
singing,
dope.
and then that's how like we'll pop it off or whatever. And then I think what I want to do is not confirmed yet. What I want to do is like while people are waiting for the people who didn't go, like play our recap video on the screen, and so you'll see like what the last one was
that's
like.
dope. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, and then after, we're going to have the after party where we'll be giving out paletas. I want everybody to know that, like, yo, if we can take care of y'all as much as we can with, like, the experience, we're going to do that. And which is a big reason why we sold shirts this year. Because we want to be able to provide something.
Right,
like a
right,
shirt,
right.
And then us get some funds to be able to, take
Right.
it to the next level.
For sure.
And the first time we were able to get creative because we had a homie come through. He owns a vintage shop. And so he was selling, like, vintage clothes.
Dope.
And so we were like talking like, yeah, that was dope. We love them. But the next one, we want to sell shirts,
Right,
sell
right.
merch,
Be
and
your
just
own
kinda
stuff.
kinda
Yeah.
step up. And so that's kind of what to expect. We're gonna be singing a bunch of old school songs. So that's kind of part of the experience too with La Familia. Taking you back to your childhood. And I remember the first time when we had the first one, I had my cousins come through and they were jamming out, whatever. And afterwards, they were like, man, when y'all were singing this song, it just took me
Yeah.
back to my childhood whenever we were at church and we were running around and just all those songs that replayed in my head. And they don't have a relationship with God right now. But to be able to kind of like spark it back up and kind of have the memories minus the legalism and the religiousness.
Right. I love that you said it'll take them back to that place where maybe they had that relationship with the Lord, or they felt like, man, I could do this, and without having the legalism and all that in place, it allows for them to be able to get to know Jesus easier without them feeling the pressure of everything that went on in their past. You know?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but La Familia wasn't always like La Familia. This started back in 2016. Sometimes we don't realize how long like these people like
The
these
process,
ideas that they've been sitting on, like the process and stuff like that. Like when I tell people about La Familia, I'm like, yo, this started back in 2016. I'm like, whoa, like you've been doing this. I haven't been doing this since 2016, but God has put this in my heart since 2016, and it's slowly like transitioned into La Familia. So and
I love that you say that, because I think so many times God births a dream or desire in our hearts. You had this idea and you didn't know how to get it off the ground. You had started for a couple years and nothing was happening. And then you met Jesse and y'all two just started clicking, and out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but it was like the accelerant.
it felt right.
When God places certain people in your life, it doesn't matter how long or how short you've known them. Like, it just seems like things work out, and like the friendship that we've been able to build in 2 weeks is like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
But with God, some things don't make no sense. You just gotta keep going, right?
Yeah, and literally from 2016 to 2021, it's been 5 years since the idea was birthed. And then 5 years later, it happens. And not everything went to plan. We were supposed to collaborate with like a church, and then it didn't happen. And there was just like some miscommunication, so we didn't end up collaborating. And what was crazy is that we were gonna collaborate, and they were gonna fund the merch. We were supposed to have merch the first time, and there was just some miscommunication, and it didn't happen. And so we just moved on, and we didn't have merch. I'm glad we didn't announce that we were gonna have merch, because then we wouldn't.
You would look stupid.
Yeah, like no, we were not gonna have no merch.
Yeah.
They're gonna show up. It's just gonna be vintage shirts. Like, bro, this is like merch, boy.